Go to the Google Classroom and open up your plant monitoring record. We want to make some adjustments because we are planting our seeds this week. I'm going to copy the first 5 cells, Control C to copy. I'm going to click in week 9 and Control V to paste. I'm going to change the top one to week 7. You will be planting your seeds on the 26th of the 8th, and once you've planted your seeds, you're going to take a photo. I've saved my photos to my computer, so I'm going to click in this cell here and then go to Insert, Image, In Cell from my computer, and I've got mine saved in this folder. Day 1, open. It's quite tiny there. If I want to see it bigger, just stretch it down here. We can make the photo, the cells as big as we want. We just click on this line in between here, click, hold and drag it down. Now I'm going to do some extra formatting to the table so my text sits nicely and it's easy to read. I'm going to select all the cells from date all the way across to control. Then I'm going to go to this icon here. It's text wrapping. Click on the down arrow and you can click on the middle one that says wrap. And that means when I type text into the box, it won't continue across here. It'll break and make a new line. The next thing I'm going to do is click on Format. I want to go to Align, and I want to make sure that my text is aligned to the left and to the top. So that means when I start typing, it will be in the top left corner of each cell. If yours, like mine, goes wrong, go to this icon here, click on the drop down arrow and align left. So I need to record some information. I'm going to zoom into the control space here. I'm going to click on 100%. In the control column, I need to write down what's happened to my plant. Placed my plant on a windowsill and it was at the back of my house. It was south facing. I also watered my plant. I didn't use very much. If I had a measuring jug out, I'd say I put 50 mils of water on my plant. And that's all I did on my first day. I want to write in here about my soil texture, and I would call it dry to start but moist after watering. In the rainfall column, my plant is indoors, so for me, rainfall is an irrelevance. If you've placed your planter outside, you need to record the rainfall. And if you don't have a rainwater gauge in your house, you can go onto Google. I originally planted my seed on the 15th of the 8th, so I'm going to search the weather for that day. So I've managed to find this data sheet from the Bureau of Meteorology, and I'm going to go to the day I planted my seeds, and it said here the minimum temperature was 11 and the maximum was 20. There was 3.2 millimeters of rain. So if I go back to my table, so in the rainfall I've typed in the plant is indoors and the rainfall was 2.3 millimeters. I want the 2.3 to be on another line. So to achieve that, I'm just going to keep my finger on the space bar, then push enter. Plant is indoors, 3.2 millimeters. I'm going to now look at the temperature for that day, go back to my chart, and the temperature reached 20.6. If I zoom out on the chart, we should be able to see all the data that's been recorded. So on the 26th of the 8th, although for me, my plant was planted on the 15th of the 8th. The temperature was 20.6 degrees. The plant is indoors, but it rained at 3.2 millimeters. I looked at the texture of my soil. Once it was watered, it was moist. And then in the control column, I explained what I did. I checked my plant several times that week, so I needed to insert a few more rows. I was checking it every second day. So I checked my plant on the 17th of the 8th, on the 19th of the 8th, and the 21st of the 8th. On each of those days, there was no change to my plant. So instead of adding extra pictures in, I'm just going to write no change. On those days, I did water and I added about the same amount of water. So on each day, I added 50 mils of water. I'm going to copy that entry and paste it in the two other places. Each day the soil was moist. Again, I'm going to copy that entry and paste it in the spaces below. Font size is a bit weird, so I'm just going to select all of my table and make sure the font size is on 11. Going back to the Bureau of Meteorology data that I found, I'm going to check the temperature for each of those days. I would like this information to be centered in my column. I'm going to highlight the rest of the column and center it. I'm not going to repeat planters indoors for all of these, but I am going to record the rainfall for each of these days. So I'm going back to my chart and I'm looking at the rainfall. I'm going to continue to add data to my table. On the 23rd, my plant started sprouting, so I'm going to insert the photo of the tiny sprouts in the end column. Insert, image, in cell. Again, when I put my image in, it was very tiny. All I need to do now is on the left, click, hold and drag down. And I've got some space here to see what's going on. On the 23rd of the 8th, I added water again, always about the same amount. The soil was the same condition. I haven't allowed my soil to dry out at all. I'm going to check the weather conditions. So on the 23rd, it was 17.3 and there was 0 rainfall again. If the formatting slips, highlight the cells, go to Format, Align, Top. I'm going to add some further information into this cell. I observe small sprouts of my coriander seeds.